Right. Namaste. Welcome to day two of this first season of Breathwork with Rajyogi. Rajyogi is a name I use for myself, for my writing in particular. Also because I do practices connected with Rajyog, largely belly breathing. This is session two. In our last session, we covered belly breathing. The video was also shared online on YouTube, and it's a fairly long video, about 50, 60 minutes. If you haven't watched it, please do, so that whatever we learn in today's program, in today's session, will have a better effect. Think of belly breathing as a foundation breath. If your foundations are strong, the construction, the building that you construct on it will also be strong, hopefully. But if the foundation is weak, chances are the structure may not be very strong and may not last very long. So belly breathing is very important. It is unfortunate that most people do not pay attention to belly breathing, number one. Number two, if they pay attention, it's a forced belly breathing, which is not what we want. We do not want a forced belly breathing where you purposely, bloat your stomach and thin your stomach or whatever. That won't work. What will work is the way a baby breathes, because that's how nature programmed the baby. The baby lies in bed and automatically belly breathing happens. So in the last program, in the last session, we showed how to do it. If you've still not understood, please take a look at that and practice that. Very good. Now let's start with day two by first thanking Hanumanji, who made all this possible. So I'll close my eyes and thank Hanumanji for a moment, and of course Sri Ram, for sharing the techniques uh, internally. Of course, it's not like Hanumanji came and stood up in front of me and said, Rajesh, you got to do this. ऐसा नहीं था. अंदर अंदर से वार्तालाप होती है, and that's how I feel. Hanuman Master Breath, as the name says, it's a from my side, it's a tribute to Hanumanji, because some time ago I was down with a condition called fibromyalgia. It's a nerve condition, can be very painful, and the pain was so bad that I couldn't sleep at night. I would just kind of toss and turn, left and right, left and right. And I believe this fibromyalgia is a very strange condition. It can last a lifetime. It can just continue on and on and on and on and last a whole lifetime. I don't know if anyone is familiar with it, but it can be very, very painful, and it seems to travel. It may be in one place one day, in another place another day, and that sort of a thing. So that's one aspect. And the other is there are medications that are given by doctors, etc., but they can be very strong and they can have some side effects. And the relief is not permanent. That's the problem. Anyway, so when I was going through this, and I was deep in trouble and I was unable to sleep at night, etc., I just prayed to Hanumanji, Hanumanji, do something. This bhakt of yours is in so much pain, isn't so much, discomfort. Please do something. He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything that night. He didn't do anything the next night. But 2 nights later, he did something. I automatically breathed in a certain way that made me feel that the pain has reduced. I continued trying it a little more, even while I was lying in bed, and I noticed that there was definitely an improvement in the state of my pain and discomfort and so on. And naturally, I continued. Next day in the morning, when I was doing my morning exercises and so on, I employed the same technique, and usually the exercises used to be very, very painful, but with the little bit of Hanuman Master Breath, according to my initial understanding, whatever I did, it felt a little less. I have been a breath watcher for a long time. So when I noticed that it was a little less, I took it as a sign that I need to continue with it. And I continued. It took a little time. It took almost a month. And I've shared articles about this on my Facebook. So if you go back and look at some of my uh, posts on this subject, you'll find them. And then after about a month or so, I felt almost 95% of that pain was gone. See, consider the fact that sometimes it can last a lifetime. It took a month,
Uh,
almost a month.
Rajiv, I just
G,
googled and it
G,
says treatment
G.
can help, but this condition can't be cured. It says that.
There we go. There we go. So there we go. So fibromyalgia, Shamaji just Googled. She says this condition is not cured. For me, it's cured because it's never come back to me. Whether it comes back again or not, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years later, I don't know. But for now, it's cured and
Rajiv,
it's been cured for a few
sorry,
years.
somebody is
जी
requesting Hindi, please.
जयप्रकाश जी, नमस्ते जयप्रकाश जी, हु सिंग हिंदी? मैं हिंदी में बोल दूंगा, आई हैव नो प्रॉब्लम, बट कभी कभी कुछ लोग जैसे विदेशों से भी होते हैं, और खैर आई ट्राई टू, जितना हो सकेगा हिंदी में बोलने का प्रयत्न करूंगा, और ये भी कोशिश करूंगा कोई समय कि एक हिंदी में प्रोग्राम करूं. So somebody requested me to speak in Hindi, but since I've been talking about this program and sharing all the information in English, I would assume that most people will feel that English will be the language. So, since I did not announce it to be a Hindi program, for the most part, I will continue with English. Sometimes I will also use a little Hindi, especially when someone has a problem and they don't understand something. तो यदि कोई specific कोई question पूछेंगे हिंदी में, तो I'll be able to answer. But if I translate every single thing that I say into Hindi, I think it will become difficult for everybody, and the progress will be a little slow. So Manik ji, I hope आप मुझे क्षमा करेंगे कि मैं थोड़ा थोड़ा तो अवश्य बताऊंगा, विशेषकर जब आपको कुछ प्रश्न होगा या कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा. बट आशा करता हूँ कि कुछ कुछ अंग्रेजी आप समझ जाओगे. एंड जहाँ डिफिकल्टी होगी बोलिएगा, आई एक्सप्लेन. So anyway, when I started with this, the pain went off, and then some time back, I also had a condition called sciatica. Sciatica is a pain that starts somewhere in the buttocks, in that area, or in the along the spine. Some, I think, L4, L5. That people say different kinds of things, and it radiates down to the leg, all through the leg. Can be also very very painful. I don't know how curable that is, but people who go through sciatica pain, they suffer a lot. But Hanuman Master Breath cures that as well. Similarly, there are many other conditions like piles or hemorrhoids. Again, a fairly common problem. It can cure that as well. So there are many different and small and big conditions where Hanuman Master Breath works directly and helps to effect a cure, sometimes even a permanent cure.
Are you
Ji,
going to teach us to the Hanuman Master Breath?
Ji,
Thank you.
that is the idea. Yeah, the idea is a little background so that people understand a little more what this is and so on. अब थोड़ा सा digression, a little bit of a digression. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions before we dive deep into Hanuman Master Breath, just to get our perspectives a little clearer. What is the purpose of human life? A very general question. Who would like to answer? What is the purpose of human life, in your opinion?
What
Answer,
I
answer.
felt was
Ji.
that at this age, now I'm realizing that the peace of mind, the stability inside, and a very sweet feeling within, which we
Okay.
say Satchidananda, it's actually not there, but
Okay.
somewhere, if you feel peaceful, you are with yourself.
Okay.
When you're with yourself, I think that's the best feeling I feel what it is.
Okay.
And
So
that's what
peace
we're.
of mind, according to Shama ji. So fair enough. Anybody else? I think Rajni Arora ji has raised her hand. Yeah, Rajni ji, boliye.
Yes, hello.
जी, नमस्ते. जी, बोलिए.
Namaste, sir. Sir, I
Hmm.
think self-realization is the only goal of human life.
What do you mean by self-realization?
Realizing oneself that who I am.
Okay, realizing who I am, or
Yeah,
realizing the reality of the
real
self,
self. Yes.
the real self. How many selves are there inside, according to you, or you think?
only God is there. Soul is God.
So then why do we say real self? If there is only God, then where is the question of real self?
Because we have to search that. We can't say that
Okay.
only theoretically we are saying and we said, okay, we are
Okay.
God. We have
Okay.
to realize that. And it's the
Okay.
only goal of our life. But
Okay, fine.
I think,
Okay, fair enough. That's your view. Perfect. Anybody else? Anyone else?
You see, again, I will speak what
Ji.
Madam said.
Hmm.
And you see, actually, we are not the body, mind, or intellect that we don't even know about. So when you realize what you are, the pure consciousness, that's what when you start feeling it, when you start abiding in it, and then the questions also delete and everything. Like, I mean, until now we've heard about it. You self-realization is the only thing. But when you start feeling that, and then as I told you, the soothing,
Hmm.
the mind doesn't run, it's being with yourself. And then you don't need ki, I need a company, I need this, I need that. Like, I don't know, but अगर लोगों ने हमारे ब्रह्म ऋषियों ने कहा है, बड़े संतों ने कहा है, रियलाइज सोल्स ने कहा है, दैट्स द ओनली गोल. तो मन जब दिमाग शांत हो जाता है, तो फिर नीड, खोज, कुछ भी चाह उस टाइप की रहती नहीं है. डेली खाने में, पीने में, कपड़ा पहनने में, यू डू एवरीथिंग. बट एक
Okay.
नीड जो होती है, भूख जो होती है,
Yeah,
भागने की
I
जो इच्छा
I think
होती है,
we'll need to keep it short. Otherwise, we'll
शांत हो जाती है. दिस इज
ji
व्हाट,
ji
सॉरी. So
ji ji.
this
No,
is
no problem. It's fair, but yeah, get
so
your
you, when
idea.
you're in your
Yeah.
consciousness, pure consciousness,
Ji
साक्षी भाव बोलिए आप, ऑब्जर्वर बोलिए आप.
ji.
So then that's what we have heard. So that's
Okay.
all I know.
Fair enough. Fair. Uh, Second question. What is the biggest difference between humans and other beings that we see on Earth? There are many other living beings on Earth, yes or no? So, what is the biggest difference between human beings and these other beings?
We have Vivek and Vichar. We can rationalize, and the animals cannot. Other beings cannot.
We assume that.
We assume that.
I
Mm-hmm.
think we assume
Okay.
that. I don't know. I'm saying I
Consciousness
think
everybody has.
somebody said
Consciousness
consciousness.
everybody.
Alekhya. Okay, okay. So the biggest difference according to Alekhya is consciousness. And I think Shamaji was also coming to that. Okay, fair enough. All right. So Alekhya ji, where is
Consciousness
Alekhya?
they have, but they don't realize that. They cannot know that that is what they are. This is what I feel. Ki they don't have that realization within. They
Okay.
work with consciousness only, otherwise they can't work.
Yes. So consciousness is there everywhere. The smallest or the humblest form of life and the most advanced form of life, they all have consciousness and they have energy. It's the combination of energy and consciousness, Shiva and Shakti. When they are together, life happens. Fine, fair enough. But my question is,
Free will is also
how?
an answer. Good answer. Free will.
Okay, so
Animals don't have free will
how can we say they don't have free will? How
because they
can we say
don't
that?
even know what will is. They go by the instincts, and that's it.
Okay, instincts and free will. Interesting, very good. Somebody else earlier said about consciousness and fine. 1 second, I'll have to re I can't see that. I don't know. Yeah, we are capable of controlling our indriyas. Aditya Rani ji said, okay, fine. Universe में जो कुछ भी है उसको serve करना purpose. Okay, so now discussion can go on, but let me share what I think in brief. There is the main difference that exists between humans and other beings. It's a level of consciousness. Level of consciousness. There are many different animals with different levels of consciousness. There are also animals who actually show compassion, for example. And you'll see nowadays on social media, you'll actually see videos of those. So there are signs that some kind of higher consciousness is there in some other creatures as well. As far as other creatures are concerned, we don't know enough about them. We haven't studied, we haven't understood them enough to say. However, one basic difference that definitely is seen is human beings have a level of consciousness where they can actually consciously work on their consciousness. Human beings alone can consciously work on their consciousness. You will not find a dog who is able to consciously work on his consciousness. His consciousness may rise. He might develop a certain kind of compassion. He might show love for a creature which is known to be a enemy, in terms of species. They're not friendly to each other, or they are dangerous to each other, but they can show compassion to them. We have seen instances of this, but they cannot consciously or with their own effort move their consciousness higher. Human beings alone can do it, and we can do it through many different means, of which we call adhyatma. Adhyatma helps us to raise or lift our consciousness. That's the goal of adhyatma. Of all the adhyatmic practices, in my understanding, breath is probably the one that can give you the fastest results, because you can actually see how your energy is moving higher, how you are able to move the energy higher, and see the difference in your level of consciousness. How do you know that there is a difference in the level of consciousness? There is enough literature available connected with yoga, etc., which shows you how your attitude is, what your thoughts are, what your interests are at an X level of consciousness, at an X chakra, Y chakra, Z chakra, etc. Different levels of chakra or different levels of consciousness, how you feel, how you think, what your attitudes are, and so on. So you can actually begin to see how your consciousness is changing. Number one. Number two, there are stories in our Hindu system where devatas want to be born as human beings so that I think they can raise their consciousness higher. Among human beings, you will find people with a very low level of consciousness and a very high level of consciousness. Anyway, the point of this little discussion was to make you aware that your breath can actually help you along on this path as well. What you are going to start now, the Hanuman Master Breath, works directly on your Sushumna. Sushumna is probably the single most important nadi in the human body. It runs through all the chakras, and therefore, when it runs through all the chakras, it impacts and is impacted by whatever is there in these chakras. If you want the chakras to be cleansed, cleared, and ready for movement higher, certain amount of work has to be done on the chakras. Breath can help you do that very well. If you all understood and started practicing belly breathing, please close your eyes for a couple of minutes. Be very relaxed. Let your breath go as deep as it can go, and watch your breath. Be with your breath. It's not for very long, just a couple of minutes. See how deep your breath is going. Relax your belly more particularly. If you've understood the belly breathing technique, allow belly breathing to happen. See, look at the word. Not do belly breathing, but allow it to happen. Some of you are familiar what we did in our last session. We lay on our backs and brought our heels close, the knees pointing to the ceiling. If you like, hold that posture for a couple of minutes. You can lie down on a mat, yoga mat, or wherever. Let your let your knees point to the sky, to the ceiling, and see if belly breathing is happening. If it is happening, very good. If it is not, if you hold the posture for a couple of minutes, it'll start. Let your breath go deep. Now bring your focus to the in breath. Notice how your in breath goes and notice how your out breath comes. Notice the path. So notice two things now, how deep your breath goes and the path that your breath takes to go down and to come up. Do it for a couple of minutes and please share. Om. Notice the path that your breath takes to go down and to come up. Anoopji, Ram Ram. Om. Yes. Are you beginning to get an understanding of the path of your breath? Like we mentioned in our last session, if your breath goes deep, it's good. If it doesn't go deep, doesn't matter for now. What we will share, what we will practice in the session today and our next session, hopefully will start helping you get your breath lower. Hopefully. I trust you've understood how your breath is moving, how deep, and the path. If anyone has any question, you may ask now because now we'll go deeper. Any question, any comment? Okay.
Hello.
So, Ji, yes,
I'm Tasnim speaking, sir.
yes, Bulia.
I could understand how deep the breath was going, but
Okay,
cannot trace how the breath is coming out.
okay, okay. Maybe this is your first time that you've actually tried to pay attention. Is that right?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes,
maybe that is why. Doesn't matter. Over time, you'll develop an understanding, be that as it may. But continue watching.
yes.
The more you build an intimacy with your breath, the more your breath will share its secrets with you. I've written about this, but I will not talk about that too much now because for now, it's the practice that we need to focus on.
Thank you, sir.
Now, yeah, now what you do is stay relaxed, keep your belly especially super relaxed. If you can, if you like, you can keep your tongue touching the roof of your mouth, just gently resting against it. You don't have to do khechari mudra, etc., turn your tongue, etc., nothing of that sort. Just gently rest your tongue flat against the roof of your mouth. So the tip of the tongue can be behind your upper teeth, and that is okay.
Want us to share how we are feeling now?
If you like, yeah, that'll be nice.
But now today, as I shared last time also, while breath going, first I felt from the nose and down up to the muladhar,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
going up to the back is up to here. Then
Very
gradually I
That is
started
because
feeling
you've learned some of this. Yeah, 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 yeah. जी.
I started feeling कि यहाँ से आ रहा है, यहाँ जा रहा है, बट बीच का जो गैप कहीं पे मेरे को फील होता है. I could not feel कि it's continuously going. And then I started feeling some air here in the throat also. But going, breathing in me, it was not a continuous thing. Going out, it
Okay.
was continuous.
Okay. So as we go deeper, you'll begin to see where, and if you're not feeling it somewhere, it could indicate some blockage over there. But that's a finer point. We don't have to cover that in today's session. We will address it at some future point of time. Anil Arora ji, you have your hand raised. Do you have something to say? You'll have to unmute. You'll have to unmute.
सॉरी। हाँ, मैंने पूछना था, हम अपनी सांस को जैसे आप कह रहे हैं आप देखें, हम उसको देखने की प्रैक्टिस कैसे करें
हम्म,
कि वो
ये
हमारे एक रूटीन में आ जाए?
तो ये जो अपन ने पिछले बार किया था बेली ब्रीदिंग,
हाँ
उसमें
जी।
कई बार मैंने एक शब्द, एक फ्रेज यूज किया था, ब्रेथ वॉचिंग. So
हाँ
if you
जी।
become a breath watcher, then you will begin to become, familiar with your breath, how your breath is moving, where it is going. My journey as a breath watcher
हम्म।
began with belly breathing. So when I first started to belly breathe and I was trying to see whether it is happening or not, slowly,
हम्म।
slowly that attention turned me into a belly breather. Sorry, into a breath watcher. But more importantly, as I continued to breath watch, I actually became a breath explorer. So when I became a breath explorer, I had many different conditions. I had COPD, chronic chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. It's a very serious condition, lungs ka.
हम्म।
And the reason was I was a very heavy smoker for 40 years. And for
अच्छा।
20 years, I smoked 40 cigarettes per day. So naturally, I created that condition in myself. However, because I would do a little bit of pranayam, etc., it did not get too bad. Now, why do I call what I teach breath work and not pranayam? The reason is pranayam, there are certain practices that have come down from guru to shishya, according to a certain parampara, according to a certain system, and it's part of the yogic system. But there are certain basic systems that they follow, rules that they follow, traditions that they follow, and they call it pranayam. I didn't want to impinge on that because much of my work is a little different. So I do use pranayam, or I do work with pranayam, but I do, because my breath exploration has shown me something new, I share some of those techniques and they bring superb results. Superb results. COPD, for example, is one. Hypertension. I got hypertension at one point of time. Belly breathing for the most part, and some other breathwork techniques lowered my pressure. That hypertension went off. I didn't need to continue with medication. Piles, I mentioned a little while ago. Piles. ED, erectile dysfunction. It struck me also, and I've helped many others also cure themselves with the power of breath. Similarly, fibromyalgia, sciatica. Once I even had a little bit of a tumor kind of a growth on my jaw because of some tooth issue and tooth extraction, etc. And it didn't go for a long time. But with breath work, even that got cured. So breath is a very powerful thing. In my understanding, most of the deep aspects of breath have become very esoteric. If that information knowledge is there, it's in the hands of some very select groups of people, and for some reason it's not coming out in the public. Hanumanji gave it to me. I am not a part of any of these traditions. I believe Hanumanji gave it to me because that's who I've been connected with. And I gave an example of what happened to me and how this Hanuman Master Breath came into being and so on. And therefore, I feel Not only free, but I feel it's my responsibility to share as much of this knowledge as I can so that as many people as possible start taking advantage of this. They will only be able to take advantage when they start doing the practices. Knowledge or information is not going to work. Practices are going to work. So
Uh,
let's continue with our practice.
I
Ji,
love the word today you said intimacy with the breath. I really
intimacy with
loved
the
it.
breath.
If you
Yeah, yeah.
capture that word,
Yes.
it's
Yes, I'm so glad you mentioned that. Yeah, intimacy with the breath because you have to become intimate. The more you watch your breath, the more your breath will share its secrets with you. That's why intimacy.
Okay.
Right. I hope that answers your question, Anjali. Dolly, silence, please. So, intimacy, breath, etc. And now the Hanuman Master Breath. You watched your breath go down. Some of you have watched the breath move up. Maybe at this moment you're not able to understand how the breath is moving down or moving up. It will come into your experience, into your awareness at some point of time. Be that as it may. Stay relaxed. Take a few more breaths. And as you continue, once you get into the rhythm, bring your attention to the tailbone. The tailbone is right below the spine, at the end of the spine. It's almost like a small, like a comma. It turns inwards towards the back of the anal opening, just behind that. That is your tailbone. So bring your attention to the tailbone and exhale up the tailbone. Let your breath go down wherever it's going. For the exhale, bring your attention to the tailbone and let it come up the spine. Once again, when you breathe in, let your breath go wherever it is going. If your stomach is very relaxed, if you are very relaxed, your breath may actually go fairly deep, and that's good. Wherever it goes, let it go. For the out breath, bring your attention to the tailbone and allow a very subtle movement of your out breath up the spine. Please do it and tell me what you feel. Is it coming into your experience or not? Is the out breath coming up along the spine? Just bring your attention to the tailbone and allow the breath to move up the spine.
Guruji, just imagining will happen. Just
No,
imagination of
no, no,
tailbone.
no, 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 no. No. There is a problem with the word imagination. The reason I say this is because breath is a real thing inside you, and you will actually feel it. All you need to do is bring your attention. Attention is not imagination. There is a tailbone. The tailbone is right at the end of the spine. So bring your attention to the end of the spine. Okay, do it differently then. Take a full breath. Stop for a moment. Don't do anything. Bring your attention to the tailbone, to the end of the tailbone. Allow a slow, gentle exhale up the spine. If you are relaxed, you can actually get a very soft, very gentle kind of an exhale. And you will feel that this breath is moving along a new pathway. Even if you didn't feel it earlier. Kiranji's question, do we breathe in through the nose and out the mouth? Kiranji, if you need to do that, I'll tell you. But at the moment, we only using the nose. Nabanita Sarma Barua said, "My breathing in is not continuous and shorter than breathing out. Breathing out is longer or breathing in is shorter is okay, no problem with that." Aditya Raman is capable of controlling our indriyas. Okay, we'll deal with that a little later. यूनिवर्स में जो कुछ भी है उनको सर्व करने का पर्पस. वेरी गुड सुनीता जी. वाइज. Alekhya ji, consciousness. Okay, fine. So take a full, slow, deep breath. Stomach very relaxed. Hold your breath for a moment. For the out breath, bring your attention to the tailbone and let it move up the spine. And tell me what you notice. Yes, Gaurish ji.
Sir, you told to bring attention towards the tailbone,
Yes.
but during that time also, do we have to breathe belly breathing?
See, I told you earlier, belly breathing is your foundation breath. So belly breathing continues anywhere. Belly breathing is not about doing anything. It's about letting it happen. So allow belly breathing to happen.
Okay.
For the out, take your in breath, take a full breath, keep the belly relaxed. You can keep your tongue at the roof of the mouth. And for the out breath, wait a moment, bring your attention to the tailbone, allow the out breath. See, I'm not saying breathe out. I'm saying allow the out breath as if as if that out breath is leaving gently, slowly on its own. Kiranji says, I'm feeling heat go up my spine. Okay, very good. Kiranji, can I see you? I can't see you. Can I just can you come here? Can you say something on this? Kiranji, I want to talk to you.
Hello.
Kiranji, yeah, very good. You said you can feel the heat go up the spine
Fine. Yeah.
to your head. Excellent. If you are feeling this, it's very good. Continue doing this. If you feel
Okay.
any discomfort, if you feel any discomfort for some time, stop it. Discomfort. The word is discomfort. If there is
No,
no
no, I'm just
discomfort,
feeling,
yeah,
just feeling heat and it feels good.
very good. Yes. As long as there is no adverse reaction, adverse feeling, no problem at all. Continue doing it.
Okay.
It's a very good sign. Heat means energy. If your energy is moving up the spine, you are lucky. Now,
Okay.
some people, some people might say it's some kind of a Kundalini experience, and it could well be. I'm not commenting on that. But be grounded. Don't get carried away. If there is
Yeah.
discomfort, tell me about it and do it gently. Like I just explained to you, allow the out breath gently to go up the spine. Okay, very good, Kiranji.
Thank
Yeah, and everybody, please do turn on your videos and audio so that we can communicate. Yeah.
Sir, one question, sir.
Yes.
Sir, when we have to bring attention towards the tailbone during inhalation or exhalation?
No. I said take a full inhale. Take a full inhale. Wait a moment. Bring your attention to the tailbone. Allow the exhale up the spine. How do I find Rahulji, shall I give you that? How do I find you? Shall I give you the screen or whatever?
सर बिना स्क्रीन के भी ओके है.
It's okay. Okay.
यस सर, इट्स ओके.
Right. Tell me feedback, how well it's happening. Rajni Arora ji, Aditya Rane ji,
Hello.
Gita ji, huh?
Sir, I'm
Yes.
feeling pressure in my spine.
You are feeling
uh,
pressure.
something is coming out, trying to coming out with a great pressure, like.
Okay, so like I said, allow it to move gently up the spine.
Okay.
No pressure, no forcing it. Gently up the spine.
Okay.
Hmm. There will be no pressure. By doing this, you are consciously beginning to access your sushumna. You may not realize it, but this will actually start working on your sushumna. In
Okay.
the Shvasko Shuddhi Kriya also, we do certain amount of work with the sushumna as we do the huffing and exhaling up the spine. Not as directly as we are doing it here, but okay. Renu Bengani ji saying, feel something is moving in the spine. It's moving upwards. So that's very good. Now, important thing is, in my system, there are others who may have different ways of doing things. In all my sessions, in all my classes, in all my courses, I insist that we only breathe up the spine. Try never to breathe down the spine, only breathe up the spine. So now, probably for the first time, you are getting a conscious experience of a second channel, second breath channel in your body. Though even your first channel may not be fully accessed, it's maybe till your ribs or till your belly button or whatever, but at least some part over there, and now some part of your sushumna nadi or the spinal channel is being accessed by you, and that's good. Very good. So continue doing this. Share anything you wish to share. Feel something is moving in the spine. Renu Bengani ji. Yeah, Renu ji. No discomfort in that, I trust. Renu Bengani ji. I can't see you. Renu Bengani ji said feel something is moving in the spine. Okay. Well, answer me when you are ready. All right. Somebody else was raising their hand.
मैं
Yeah,
श्यामा
Shubhra ji. Sorry, Shama ji. Yes. One second, one second. I have to mute everybody. I'm sorry, I had to mute everybody because of some disturbance. Yeah, Shama ji, you'll have to unmute and then speak, please.
as you said just now, that the breathing also should, the inhalation also should be through the that.
No. Inhalation, we haven't come to that yet.
हाँ,
We are
okay,
only doing the exhale at the moment.
ठीक है.
Because
Okay.
these are all new participants, so it's their first
But
time.
as soon as you mention it starts happening. So
Yeah, no. Here we are going to go slowly because we have to first begin to access the spinal channel. You've been doing for a while, so it's easier for you and it's more automatic for you, which is good. But others need to go a little slower. Yeah, I think Shubhra ji was saying something. Shubhra ji, yeah.
Sir, I do want to know one thing. I
Mhm.
understood because I'm feeling it, and towards my thoracic spine is where I feel
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
maybe it is kind
Mhm.
of blocked because I feel heaviness,
Mhm.
but then I feel a lot of sensation in my body, like warm sensation in the
Warm
body.
sensation.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might feel a little pleasantness in certain areas of your body. All good things, no problem. Continue to work on this.
Another
The-
one more thing that I want to know. You said, taking it up the spine. So when you
Ji.
breathe in,
Hmm.
is it mm, is it like breathe anywhere in? But what happens is the consciousness goes to the spine. So you don't go down the spine, but only you come up the spine with the breath.
That is what I said. We are only moving upwards along the spine. We
Okay,
don't want that spinal channel to move energy downwards. We want it to move energy upwards only.
only. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. So Pooja Jainji says, I feel it goes up to the cervical. Okay, Pooja Jainji, can I see you? Pooja Jainji? Yeah. So you are feeling your out breath go up the spine from the tailbone, move up the spine towards your neck. Is that right? You'll have to unmute. You are on mute. You'll have to unmute.
Pranam, sir. Yes, I feel that the sensation till the cervical only, and
Okay.
then perhaps the breath gets completed, out breath gets completed.
No problem. For the moment, no problem. Continue doing this. So first thing is belly breathing. Allow belly breathing.
Yes.
And as you take a full breath, stop for a moment, if you like. Allow the exhale up the spine. This is what you will do for now. Now, one thing I would tell you is when you start doing some of these practices, especially the Hanuman Master Breath, because of this movement up the spine, you may need to cleanse your throat. Certain things, certain, like Vata, Pitta, Kapha effect, usually more of a cough effect, may be felt in the throat. So if you gargle with hot water, especially, hot water and salt, I love to do it with a chai, with a tea, with a tea bag, not with milk or sugar, just plain, tea, black tea or green tea. Add a little salt to that, reasonably hot, and gargle. The more you are able to clear the throat area, the movement will become easier. I'll tell you something very interesting. We all know that if the phenomenal universe, the physical universe, is made of panch tattvas: Prithvi, Jal, Agni, Vayu, Akash. You all know this? Yes or no? You all know this? Yes or no?
Yes.
Very good. Your Muladhar chakra is earth. That is where the organs connected with your defecation, for example, the solid material, it goes out of the body. That's connected with your earth element, Prithvi. Little above that is the Swadhisthana, water element, the bladder, urinary bladder. In the case of women, their water bag, where the child grows, etc. It's all generally in that area. Water. A little above that, you come to Manipura. Manipura, heat. The element is heat or fire. And this is connected, for example, your liver, your gallbladder, or the organs that help to break down the food. The breaking down of food happens with the use of, this heat energy. So you break down the food, it's digested, and whatever needs to be thrown out is thrown out. Whatever is assimilated is kept in the body. This happens. Then a little above that is the anahata. This is the air. Your lungs, your heart, which are connected with air, are in this region. And your space or akash, that's connected with the sound, which is, the throat, where the sound comes from. So look at the beauty of this system. The organs in the body, the systems of the body, and the panch tattvas are so well aligned, and you can see the effect on your body itself. But then what is there above this? Up from here, all that is good. This is the area of your spirituality, if you want to think of it that way, or not really spirituality, but your gyan and ekatva, your knowledge or agya is connected with the agya knowledge. Now, in a sense, whatever is there in the physical universe is controlled by the knowledge, by the knowing aspect of the universe. And the knowing aspect of the universe is controlled by something higher, which is the oneness or love for everything. So these are higher. So once your cleansing is done, all this cleansing is done, and whatever collects in the throat, you'll be able to throw it out. Now that energy becomes free to move higher to the Agya and the Sahasrar. It's a slow process. It does not happen in one day. Do not try to make it happen in one day. Be slow with it, be easy with it, but let it happen over time. The more you allow this Hanuman Master Breath to happen, the better results you will get. Initially, of course, the focus of our Hanuman Master Breath is to use the power of the Hanuman Master Breath to heal ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, and hopefully also spiritually. And then later, you may use this. See, each of the chakras has a lot of emotions buried out there. Lot of emotions are buried in all these chakras. And as you begin to move your energy through these chakras, lot of these buried emotions start coming to the surface. And they need to be cleared and they need to be cleansed. To be cleared and cleansed, we need to use our conscious awareness, the witness state, to understand whatever lessons we need to learn, to get the gist of whatever we have done in the past. Normally, when we remember past instances, we tend to blame, we tend to accuse and so on, but that doesn't work. That is not good. That is bad for us and for our spiritual growth. I'm sorry, Navanita ji says, I feel it go up through the spine and feel some vibration or beats backside of my head and neck. Navanita ji, is that discomfort or is it okay? As long as there is no discomfort, I have no problem. If there is discomfort, slow down, ease for a while, start again after some time. Rahul Kumarji, there's some questions asked by members in registration. Okay. Some people had asked some questions, we'll address them. I have been existing with OCD for since past 20 years. Would I be able to eliminate, conquer OCD for lifetime? Whose question was this? I've been suffering from OCD. If that person is here, then I will address you and talk to you a little more. But I think we'll have to do this a little later. For now, let's keep our focus on our breath and the Hanuman Master Breath. So keep your belly very relaxed. Take a slow, full, deep breath. For the out breath, bring your attention to the tailbone. Allow the exhale to move gently up the spine. Notice what comes into your experience. Some of you have mentioned whatever has come into your experience. If you have any questions, if you have any doubts, if you have anything to say, by all means ask me. We still have a little time. So please go ahead and ask. Yes, Shamaji.
I'm feeling like an anus के area में जैसे something is
जी.
moving and is closing again and like
Okay.
something like
Okay.
this.
Okay. So like a little pulsation of sorts.
Maybe it's closing and opening, closing,
Little
more than
pulsation.
closing and opening.
See, this is energy. Movement of energy does different things at different chakra levels. So if this is happening in the Muladhara area, generally no harm in that. But continue to move your breath up the spine. In our systems, it's
That is happening.
important.
That
Ji?
is happening. It's
Yeah,
going up.
yeah, continue
But
to do that.
simultaneously, वहाँ पे
This
I
is,
don't know what it is doing. As you
yeah,
said, we just observe.
yeah. So this sensation is happening. It's a sign that energy is active in the Muladhara, which is a good thing. See, each chakra is important. We speak of a higher chakra, lower chakra, etc., etc. And in some ways, they may be higher or lower or whatever. But basically, every chakra is equally important for us to lead a good and balanced life. So it's not as if one chakra is in a good state and we can go party, and the other is not in a very good condition. So we need to we need to feel whatever we feel, whatever. But basically, all chakras need to be able to function well so that we can live a very balanced life. Problems happen in life when our energy is stuck in any particular chakra, like that person with OCD mentioned. OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. Energy is stuck in one chakra. That's it. Energy is stuck in one or maybe two chakras and it's not able to move out. People who have this OCD, they can continue with this for decades, for for years. In fact, if I smoked cigarette for 40 years, it was a kind of OCD. My energy was stuck in a certain chakra. And until I was able to move my energy from there, I wasn't able to quit. But the moment my energy started moving from there, quitting became easy. Now I've been off cigarettes for many years, no problem. I don't feel the need for it. Vaishali ji, you have your hand raised. You'll have to unmute.
Namaskar.
Namaskar ji.
So, my question is, whenever I exhale very, very slowly, but I realize and I feel that there is a complete cycle when I have inhaled and exhaled. That means I should be able to experience that this is a complete cycle that I have taken breath, right? So even then, when I exhale, I have to again inhale and exhale to make it feel that now it is complete.
See, when you inhale, you
Yeah.
bring in the breath or prana from the outside. And that prana is now inside you. It is being absorbed by the body. Whatever needs to be expelled is now getting ready to be expelled. So this is one cycle.
Yeah. But even then, exhale, whenever I exhale, it doesn't look like now it is like this is a normal breath that I've taken. Then again, I have to inhale and exhale normally to make me feel that now it is normal.
So maybe what you are doing is when you are exhaling,
Hmm.
for some reason, it feels a very slow, like you said, it's a very slow exhale. So when you've done it, you are a little out of breath. So therefore, you need to take a fresh breath. I think
It could be.
basically it is that only.
So is it okay?
If you are okay with it, it's okay. It's your breath. Breathing slowly or exhaling slowly is good. In many spiritual practices, slow breathing is, advised or prescribed. So no problem with that. Even when we do anulom vilom, usually they say the count for exhale should be twice the count of inhales. So there are many different pranayam techniques, and slow exhales are considered a good thing. No problem with that. Okay. Anyone else? That person who asked the OCD question, I haven't seen him, so I don't know whether he's happy with the answer or if he has a follow-up question. But so be it. I am a diabetic hypertension and CKD, pacey and turned. I don't understand that. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor, so I don't want to. I don't want to, impinge on medical issues as such. But one thing is certain: even if you are a diabetic, hypertension and diabetes, they often go together. Large part of why you have this is because you are not breathing well. I'm not saying this is the exclusive reason. However, if you learn to breathe better, belly breathing, and then learn some of the breathwork techniques so that your breath goes deeper, believe me, it will help you with your diabetes and hypertension both. Hypertension, you should begin to see good results by continuing to belly breathe for a period of time. The more you allow it to happen, the easier it will be. Uh, Somebody's mobile data wasn't good, so unstable connection. So they'll wait for the recording. Okay. Then
Rajeshi,
G,
sorry,
Shamaj.
Rajeshi, you mean to say that hypertension is caused because of it's not belly breathing?
No, 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 no. See, we have addressed this in the belly breathing video. The reason why hypertension happens is because there is a lot of stress already built into the body. When this stress is building into the body, the breathing becomes challenged. Our breathing becomes short. We take shallow breaths. There is a lot of tightness in the belly area and so on. So now, what start what was caused by stress initially is now resulting in stress because you're not breathing in the right way. It is adding to the stress. So to break that vicious cycle, if you allow relaxed, easy, simple belly breathing to happen, it'll lower the hypertension. As we saw in that belly breathing session and also in some of my other belly breathing videos, stress happens because we are in the uh, sympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is operational whenever we feel we are under some threat, some danger, some risk, etc., the that's when the sympathetic nervous system is working. If the sympathetic nervous system is working, it will do its drama because it's channeling resources in a certain direction, blocking of resources from another part of the body, and so on. So that's the problem. Allowing yourself to be relaxed, to be in the parasympathetic nervous system for longer and longer periods of time will help the body to heal itself. See, remember one thing, the body has the ability to heal itself. ये जो बाहर का जो सब कुछ है ना, all the medication and interventions, etc., they only help the body to heal itself. Sometimes, sometimes in the right way, sometimes unfortunately in the wrong way, because they heal one thing, but they create problems in other areas. So that's a problem with that.
So this is, Rajesh, is this the Hanuman breath what we are doing?
No. This is a start. This is what you have started. We have to go a little deeper. We will go deeper in our next session because I didn't think we would be able to do the whole thing in one session. So today's session, we have focused on allowing the exhale to happen up along the spine. So all of you who have, been present, who participated, I hope you have understood the first part of the Hanuman Master Breath. If you want to think of it this way, you may think of it as the basic Hanuman Master Breath. The more advanced technique we will do in our next session, right? So we build into it gently. Until then, please practice both your belly breathing and the basic Hanuman Master Breath. Remember the basic Hanuman Master Breath, belly relaxed, tongue stays at the roof of the mouth, if possible. Take a full breath in. Bring your attention to the tailbone for the out breath. Allow the out breath to move up the spine. Let it move up, let it move up, let it move up constantly. It'll start working on your sushumna. It'll start cleansing and clearing your sushumna a little, which is very good. To continue doing this, and in our next session, which is on Sunday, which will be 25th, we will go deeper into this subject. Anybody, any questions, any doubts, anything to say?
Namaste, Rajesh.
Yes,
Sham
Ram.
here. I have a question. I did take your course, Raise Your Vibrations, last year.
Ji.
I like every time I try to do the
Abhiram.
breath work. Yeah, Abhiram, that's me. Yeah.
Namaste. Yes.
Namaste. Yeah.
Yes.
I did try to practice it last year for good amount of duration. Every time I try to do the practice, I yarn a lot. I don't know why, but my yarning goes too much that like my eyes start tearing.
You mentioned this even during that program.
Yes, exactly. And that's been happening since then. And when I tried this morning and it happened again. So I just don't know what's happening.
My brief answer would be, I think maybe you are not getting enough rest, but when you start doing these practices, your body becomes a little relaxed. So therefore it lapses into the yawning is a state of relaxation. You will never yawn if you are in a state of stress or tension. Yawning can only happen when you are very or reasonably relaxed. So think of it as a good thing. But if your body is sleep or rest deprived, try to get enough of that.
Okay. Yeah.
My
Thanks.
question
Thank you.
is from spine up till where? Till the Sahasradhar or still cervical? Where do you want to take the breath till?
I don't want you to take your breath anywhere.
No, if
I
it is
want you
up.
Once again, I only want you to observe where your breath goes. That's enough. It'll
Okay.
go wherever it finds the path.
Okay.
All you need to do is ensure that the pathway keeps getting cleared, gradually. It will not happen in one day.
Yeah,
Even if it's cleared in one day, it can get clogged again in the future and so on. So therefore, remember to gargle if you can.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else?
Somebody is asking sleep apnea.
Sorry?
About sleep
apnea. Oh, who's that? Sleep apnea? Please come. Please come. Mr. Sleep apnea, please. Somebody had asked this question earlier as well.
This is Raj Kishore, sir.
Raj Kishore, yeah. So see, broadly, any breath work will help with all of these problems. But I understand that in sleep apnea, the throat muscles become loose and they block the airways.
Correct.
So therefore, not just breath work, but certain amounts of exercises, for example, moving of your neck, etc., rotation of your neck, etc. All of these will help to strengthen this thing. Number one. Number two, I have a program called the Shwasko Shuddhi Kriya. In the
That I have
Shwas,
attended.
in the Shwasko Shuddhi Kriya, there is a lot of work done to exercise the lungs and also indirectly the throat when you do the squeezing, etc. So do all of that. I think a little bit of Ujjayi breath also will help you with the throat, the issues here. It will not happen overnight. It'll not happen, very fast. But if you continue doing it, I'm sure you will begin to see improvements. Trick is when you start these practices and you begin to see improvements, make sure you continue them. We human beings we are very strange creatures. We are very quick to give up anything that is good for us, and we are very, very slow to take up anything that is good for us. But anything that is bad for us, we will pick it up like that,
मैं
and we
बीच में क्या बोल दूं
and we will
राजेश,
not let it go easily.
नहीं, मैं उनको स्लीप अपनिया के बारे में बोल रही हूँ.
जी,
हाँ
जी.
सर, आपका नाम क्या है? मैं मिस कर गई.
Rajkishore.
राजकिशोर भैया, मेरे हस्बैंड को स्लीप एपनिया की प्रॉब्लम थी. वो स्लीप एप मशीन लगाते थे इतनी देर. बाद में हमको पता लगा कि उनके थ्रोट के मसल्स वीक होते जा रहे हैं. सो मच सो कि खाना
That's what he
swallow
said,
करना
yeah.
बंद कर दिए और हमको फूड पाइप लगानी पड़ी. आपको मैं ये बोलती हूँ कि बहुत सारे एक्सरसाइजेज हैं, स्पेशलिस्ट से आप पूछिए. टंग से भी होता है, ऐसे करना, ताकि आपके मसल्स भी अभी बहुत यंग हैं. प्लीज बी केयरफुल, प्लीज टेक केयर ऑफ हिम. इट्स नॉट ओनली, जैसे राजेश जी ने कहा कि मसल्स वीक होते हैं, एंड लेटर इट विल गिव यू लॉट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम इफ यू डोंट टेक केयर ऑफ इट. There are lots of exercises for that. You must do that.
Thank you, Sharma ji. Yeah, so from personal experience, she has shared something with you. But please, by all means, start all these exercises.
Sure.
Preeta ji said, please explain once. I didn't understand the question for this week. I didn't understand the question, Preeta ji. You'll have to ask again or be a little more clear. Madhuri, what is the minimum duration to do belly breathing daily? All the time, Madhuri ji. It should be like your default breath. So please do it all the time. Allow it to happen all the time. The more it happens, the better you will be.
So to come to that state of allowing daily, sir, how much time at least everyone should do consciously?
So every time your attention goes to your breath, allow belly breathing.
Okay.
Very simple. Initially, I cannot expect anyone or everyone to just start, seeing that belly breathing happens all the time. But every time your attention goes to your breath, see if belly breathing is happening. If not, allow it to happen. Remember, don't do belly breathing. Allow it to happen. There is a small difference, a subtle difference, but a very important difference. So please follow that. Anyone else? Any other question?
Sir, can I just answer Raj Kishore sir's this thing? Just
I
one.
think, can you do it privately? Because now
Okay.
we are, I
Fine.
think, a little 10 minutes over. And Raj Kishore ji, please get in touch with Shubhra ji. Maybe
Okay,
she'll be able to
sure.
help you.
Sure.
Anyone else? Any other question?
राजेश जी, अरुण
Yeah.
है.
Arun ji, yes.
मुझे ये पूछना है कि ये जो हनुमान ब्रीथ है वो दिन में कितने बार करना है?
No. Hanuman Master Breath, like your belly breathing. अभी तो सीखिए ना. अभी शुरू कर रहे हैं सीखना. Learn this, and then the more you are able to do it, the more it will become available to you. जितना आप इसको करते जाओगे उतना ही आपको आसानी से, जैसे आपको यदि मास्टर स्वॉर्ड्समैन बनना है, यदि आपको स्वॉर्ड, वो क्या बोलते, तलवार अच्छे से चलाने की वो शिक्षा चाहिए, तो प्रैक्टिस जितनी करेंगे उतनी आसानी से होगा. तो क्या होगा, जब भी आवश्यकता होगी ऑटोमेटिकली आपकी तलवार निकलेगी, ऑटोमेटिकली आपका हाथ ऐसे चलेगा कि आपको उसके रिजल्ट्स मिलेंगे. Similarly with your breath work, Hanuman Master Breath on its own is such a powerful breath. इसको आप सीख के आप बेली ब्रीदिंग के साथ में कंबाइन कर लीजिए. This will begin to act like a multi-specialty hospital for you. मेरे लिए तो अब बहुत आसान हो गया है. Almost any problem that I have in my body, I go to my Hanuman Master Breath. I use it to clear my problems in the body. Different
you.
kinds of problems, many different kinds of problems. Very good. Anybody else? Anything else? Any other question?
So
जी
my
विशाल
power is Vishali here. The power is off.
जी.
That's why I am sitting in dark.
Okay.
The thing is, when I was breathing now, when we were in the session, I find that my throat mm, is gone very dry.
Okay.
Just before we started, allowing it to come from the tailbone towards the through the spinal cord,
जी.
while inhaling and allowing it outside, the throat is going very dry.
पानी पी लीजिए. Drink a little
Does it
warm
not?
water.
I did have water, but that breaks the rhythm, right?
No, doesn't matter. Breathing is something you have to continue doing all day long. So if you're feeling uncomfortable, dryness, have a little water and then continue
लेडी
with
बोल
your
रही थी
breath.
ना कि मैं बोलना चाह रही थी, उसका नंबर ले लिया.
जी.
ऐसे ही पता लग जाए.
जी. Anybody else?
Sir, while exhaling,
जी.
hello, sir.
जी जी बोलिए.
Sir, while exhaling, you told to keep your attention on tailbone. For example, if you take 4-5 seconds to exhale completely,
जी.
do we have to keep the entire attention on tailbone, or can we move our attention upwards the spine?
No, of course you can move it up the spine. So I said while beginning to exhale, as you turn your attention from the inhale towards the exhale, because we want to channel this breath up the spine. So once you feel that the breath is moving up the spine, you are welcome to move your attention. No
Okay, sir.
problem.
Sir, can we practice that after taking food?
Of course you can, but do it gently. That's all. No problem. Because this is not an intensive breath work, so no problem.
Thank you,
जी
sir. Thank you.
जी
एक बात मेरे को लग रही है, अभी पूछ सकती हूँ मैं राजेश जी,
जी जी जी.
कि जब हम लोग कपालभाति करते हैं तो ऑटोमेटिक बेली ब्रीदिंग हो जाती है ना, बिकॉज वी आर
See,
पुशिंग द ब्रेथ आउट.
yeah, in Kapalbhati you are using the muscles here. Yes. So to that extent you can think of it as belly breathing. But there is a little difference here because here you are doing it with a little effort. Belly breathing is something that just happens. You're not putting in effort.
I'm not saying that. In the beginning, while people are saying that how to start, how to continue, then can it help? Because people are not aware what is belly breathing. So then, as you said, automatic. If
No,
they
they
do a
should
little
be aware
they
because
can
we've done that whole session last week
हाँ,
and the
हाँ,
video
but
is there. They can
people are
always watch
asking.
it.
People are still asking. That's why I thought कि
Okay.
then you can see that अपने आप belly
No, then
आगे.
नहीं but उल्टा हो जाएगा फिर.
Oh, अच्छा.
They will again, focus on doing it
Then you-
rather than letting it happen.
Very true, very true.
जी.
Right.
जी
Okay,
मैं
anyone?
और एक क्वेश्चन पूछ सकती हूँ?
जी विशाली जी जी अवश्य.
Sir, is there any specific time for inhaling and exhaling, or which counting numbers or something, or we
No,
should just let
no,
it happen
no.
the way it happens?
No, at the moment, see, we are not doing different kinds of pranayam techniques, so we are not counting, etc. At this moment, our focus is on finding and working our way through certain channels of the body that you may not be familiar with. So, for example, moving your breath up the spine, accessing your Sushumna Nadi is probably something you've never done consciously. This is something, this is, अभी तो आपने कुछ नहीं देखा result. If you continue doing this for a week, what you will see and what you will learn in the next week's program will show you the power of this Hanuman Master Breath. But once you've learned it, in my next session, I would also like to show you, if there is enough time available, how to use the breath to heal different kinds of conditions, ailments, etc. And the logic is very simple. Remember one thing. Shiva Shakti, consciousness and energy, just two things. When you are moving your breath, think of your breath as a thing that is carrying energy. So think of it as a box in which there is energy. If you move this energy in a certain way and you bring a certain consciousness to this energy, it can start doing magical things to your body. We will discuss this in our future sessions. Chinchalkar Suchitra ji
Okay,
has
sir.
raised your hand.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Chinchalkar ji, where are you? Yeah. Please go ahead. Chinchalkar ji, you are mute. You are on mute, so I can't hear you. Please unmute.
हेलो सर।
जी,
हाँ, लास्ट टाइम का सेशन कहाँ पे मिलेगा वीडियो?
वो मैंने YouTube में डाला है, मैंने उसके लिंक शेयर करी है ग्रुप में, so you'll be able to find it.
ओके ओके सर, थैंक यू।
जी,
और मुझे एक्सेल करते टाइम थोड़ा से फ्लुएंटली नहीं जाता मेरा
तो धीरे धीरे हो
ब्रेथ।
जाएगा, धीरे धीरे हो जाएगा. So
तो
take
एक्सेल ऐसे एकदम द नेक्स्ट इनहेल जो होता है ना वो ऐसे फास्ट आता है, स्लो नहीं
या
होता।
हाँ, तो अभी पहली बार आप ये प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हो, होने दो. और यदि कोई डिस्कम्फर्ट, कोई प्रॉब्लम होती है तो एक बार रुक जाओ आप, एंड देन स्टार्ट अगेन आफ्टर सम टाइम. डोंट स्टॉप इट टोटली, स्टॉप इट फॉर सम टाइम, कंटिन्यू अगेन लेटर. ओके, पाला विनली जी.
थैंक यू सर।
ओके, वेलकम पाला विनली जी.
Yes, sir. Namaste.
नमस्ते जी.
This is Pallavi Mishra from
जी,
Hyderabad.
जी.
Sir, actually, one thing I would like to know,
हम्म.
ये जो ब्रीदिंग एक्सरसाइजेस आप जो मतलब सिखा रहे हैं, इसी से वर्टिगो या फिर एनी टाइप ऑफ गिड्डीनेस वो चला जाएगा, वो क्योर हो सकता है?
Yes. Generally speaking, yes, हो सकता और होगा. If you go deep into these breathwork techniques, day 1 में हो जाएगा, day 10 में हो जाएगा, that I will not say. But once, see, understand one thing, lot of जो अपन ने पिछले सेशन में भी किया था address, lot of the problems in our bodies are because of blockages that have happened, that have come into place. In fact,
Exactly.
sometimes I actually sometimes say that age is the number of blockages in the system. जितने ज्यादा blockages आपके system में है, that is your age. So if the blockages are reduced in your system, your age is going to become less. I hope that answers your question. Anybody else?
Sorry.
सर,
जी,
बट
रतन.
एक्चुअली ये मेरा जो है वो चल ही रहा है, ये मैं प्राणायाम और योगा ये सब कर रही हूँ, पर कंप्लीटली नहीं जा रहा ये.
Okay. So प्राणायाम कर रहे हैं, योग कर रहे हैं, बहुत अच्छी बात है. प्राणायाम अपन ने जो जो अवेलेबल है ना पब्लिक डोमेन में, जो नॉर्मली लोगों को अवेलेबल है, those are very basic types of pranayam. Even they are good, I'm not saying they are bad, they're good, but they don't go deep. If you like to go deeper, connect with me separately, and I'll see how to design a program for you, or to put you in a program where you'll get many other benefits. See, remember,
Okay.
I had earlier mentioned there are so many different conditions that have been healed just with breath work. तो आप लोगों को यदि वो देखना है, explore करना है, तो by all means join, connect with me, ask for different programs and see what is of use to you. जी, anybody else?
Thank you.
सर, मैं पूछना चाहती हूँ.
जी.
Can I come in?
Yeah, please.
There are 7 blocks, chakras, okay?
जी.
You just you told about the how to clear this throat chakra.
जी.
What about others and how to?
You have to go much deeper. For that, I have a program called the Swatantra Kriya. So if you want to look at that program, discuss that.
Is
And
that an
I would
exclusive
say that
program?
those are very exclusive programs. Those, in fact, the Swatantra Kriya is a very expensive program. वो तो 1 lakh रुपए का program है. So, but it's a program that works on your pranamaya kosh. See, there are so many different programs that do so many different things, but I do not think there are too many programs that are focused on the pranamaya kosh. अभी तो आपने जो देखा यहाँ पे, you are accessing, 2 channels of breath, so to speak. In the pranamaya, in the Swatantra Kriya, you begin to access at least 3. different channels of breath.
Any less
And
expensive course which also addresses the same?
it addresses many things. It goes into depth of the pranamaya kosh. Understand this. If your energy system is in a good way, in a good shape, in a good state of functioning, see the kind of results you can get.
And where can
Ener-
I get this list of all the courses that those are exclusive?
so on the website www.powerofbreath.in, you can see it. If you ask in one of the groups, wherever you are, if you ask, I'll send it to you, no problem.
Thank you.
Ji. Anybody else? Anything else? Anyone else? Any other question? Shall we end for today? Hmm? Okay, one or two questions somebody seems to have sent. 1 second. Okay, here. Okay, here is the last session. Oh, somebody has shared the video of the last session. Somebody was asking, so you can check it, please. Today's session video I will share, maybe not tonight, but by tomorrow, because today I have to go somewhere after the session. The website link is also given there, and I'm sure you must be in one of my groups, maybe Power of Breathwork with Rajyogi group or whatever. So if you are in any of the groups, or if you have my telephone number, send me a message. I'll send you the details. No problem. Anybody else? Any other question? All right. So I think we can end for today. Do your belly breathing and whatever you've learned of Hanuman Master Breath today. Continue doing these practices for the next 1 week at least. I hope your belly breathing becomes deeper and you also become a little more familiar with Hanuman Master Breath. And in our next session, we'll dive deeper. Thank you all and see you next week.
थैंक यू
Namaste.
गुरुजी
Thank you, Ji. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ji. Namaste.